Hey everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video. So I'm not even gonna lie, it is like 48 degrees in New York City today and I started to get really cute and now I'm just in this sweatshirt, but I think it's appropriate for a Q&A. So I took to Instagram and I asked you, what are some fitness myths that you've heard? Today, I'm gonna debunk those myths. So the first myth that I wanna tackle is that you can't eat carbs if you want to lose weight. So this has been debunked a lot with different trials and studies. I'm gonna link all of them down below, but you can eat carbohydrates and still lose weight. The only thing that truly matters when it comes to weight loss is calories in versus calories out. You need to be in a caloric deficit to drop fat or weight. Now, I have multiple videos discussing your total daily energy expenditure and different ways to lose fat, so I will make sure to link them somewhere on the screen here, but let's just do a little summarization. If you cut carbs out of your diet, you might lose weight. You probably will, but it doesn't have anything necessarily to do with the fact that it's a carbohydrate that you're cutting out. It's the fact that many carbohydrates are going to be more calorically dense than other foods. So if you're cutting out things that are higher calorie and then only eating things that are lower in calorie, that's a caloric deficit. And I think something else to think about here is that we've seen so many other cultures where carbs are included into a diet. Most Asian societies have rice with almost every single meal. I think the issue lies more in fact that so many of our foods, especially in our culture in America, so many of our foods are so hyper palatable and more calorically dense. So when people think of carbohydrates, they're thinking more of like a Big Mac rather than half a cup of rice or like a banana. Those are not the things causing the obesity epidemic, but they're still carbohydrates, but very, very different from a Big Mac. There we go. Next myth that I got was drinking water is going to make you lose weight. I did a lot of research on this one. If we just take this statement as is, drinking water will make you lose weight, that is false. Because here's the thing, if you wake up in the morning, step on the scale and get your weight, and then you immediately drink half a gallon of water and get back on the scale, you will have gained weight. I'm not saying that you've gained fat, but you've gained weight. You have put half a gallon of liquid into your body. So drinking water will not make you lose weight. Now, if the argument is increasing your water intake may help aid in fat loss over time, maybe. It depends. The research is actually pretty inconclusive at this point. And I think that the basic idea that people think here is like, well, if you drink more water, it's gonna fill you up and then you're gonna eat less. Some studies have shown that happens with some people, but then some studies have shown that doesn't happen with some people. Really, all of these studies have shown that it just varies from person to person. So if anything, it seems like this is more of like a helpful habit change. You know, maybe if you're increasing your water intake, you're gonna be reaching for sodas or for coffee less, and that's naturally going to, you know, help you not only potentially with fat loss, but also with all of the other benefits of drinking water. You know, increased water intake as well, if you're doing it for health reasons, it might actually just motivate you to make better decisions or more goal-oriented decisions during your day for long-lasting health. You find that with a lot of people, if you're adding in one thing, you're typically adding in a few things. Like it's not, I wanna get healthier, so I'm just gonna increase my water intake. Most people are doing that, and then it's like, oh, well, I'm gonna eat some more vegetables. Oh, I'm gonna have this salad. Oh, I'm gonna go for a walk. Like there's more at play with most people than just isolating one element. So there's not really a hard and fast rule on this, but if we're taking just that original myth that was submitted, that is false. Next one. I like this one. It is bad to go past 90 degrees in a squat. Absolutely not. Squatting past 90 that's a functional movement. Yes, if you are doing it with too heavy of weight, or if you are doing it with poor mechanics, sure, you're probably gonna get injured. You can say that about anything. But if you can do it properly with good form, you should be squatting past 90 degrees. And if you can't do it with good form, it's probably worth looking into what the issue is, correcting that, and then working through your full squat depth. Because here's the thing, squatting past 90 degrees mimics so much stuff that we do. You know, if you're getting down to like pick up your kid or pet your dog, or if you're really tall and like trying to get on a toilet, you know, like so much of what we do goes past 90. This isn't a bizarre way to move your body. But here's where people get mixed up. They think, okay, I need to be squatting past 90 every single time with as much weight as possible, for as much reps as possible, for as long as possible. No, stop that. That's where you're gonna get injured. That's where you're gonna get hurt, because we have this mentality of like all or nothing, or we have to go as hard and as fast as possible. And it's just not true. You know, I have some videos on YouTube as well as on my website that will help a lot with your squat mobility, whether it's hips, ankles, core, like whatever the issue is with that. But I have a lot of resources for that, so definitely check that out. And always remember, when you're programming your squats, why? Why are you doing a squat? What is the result, or what is the outcome? What do you want to gain from this squat? Because here's the thing, not every squat needs to be below 90. Not every squat needs to be at 90. Not every squat needs to be as heavy as you can lift. Not every squat needs to be body weight. Like, there's a lot to consider when you're programming a squat pattern. So just always go back to your why. All right, sticking with a movement one, you have to do high impact to see real changes. The fuck are real changes? Like, what does that even mean? And I'm not like crapping on this person. This is a real thing. I hear it all the time. But like, really, what are real changes? What does that mean? What does that mean to you? Because here's the thing, real change is going to be very specific toward your goal. And not every single person has the same goal. Not everyone's using exercise just to get as tiny as possible, okay? And I'm sure that you've heard some like form or version of this myth at some point too. And just know that it's silly. So let's just leave it simple, and let me leave you with this. To change your body or performance or skill or whatever you're working toward in any way, you need time, you need consistency, and you need dedication. And those are three things that people do not want to hear, because that's hard. So people resort back to this, you just need to go as hard as possible to see any real changes. No, that's stupid. Last myth, stretching will make you taller. Oh, I'm 5'1", so I wish this was true. Yeah, I hear this all the time. It's especially peddled by influencers who are saying like, doing this exercise or this stretch is gonna give you long, lean muscles. I've literally seen people be like, this will make you taller. But then when you read the disclaimer, it's like, it won't actually make you taller. It's just gonna help you with your posture and make you look taller. It's like, okay, well. So the short answer to this, that stretching will make you taller, it's false. It's not true. But like I just said, can stretching help improve your posture? Yeah, maybe. But are you actually growing? Absolutely not. Now, if stretching made you taller, I'd be 6 feet tall, okay? So after about age 20, for most people, your growth plates are pretty much set. Growth plates are the cartilage in your long bones. After puberty, these pieces of cartilage harden and the lengthening of these bones stop. So no, stretching your muscles is not going to make you any taller, because they have a set origin and insertion point. And stretching is not going to make your bones grow. I also have an entire video just like about stretching and mobility, and I think I also have one about foam rolling somewhere too, but just to keep it really short, always remember that stretching, like static stretches, that is actually more targeting your central nervous system rather than your muscles. Like, people think like their muscles are like getting super, super long. And you have a little bit of give there for sure, but remember, you can't change the origin and insertion point. So more of what you're doing is sending a signal to your central nervous system going, this is a range of motion that's safe. You're telling your central nervous system by doing a stretch over and over and over for a prolonged period of time, saying this is a safe movement. Because what happens when you don't do that movement is that your central nervous system, your body goes, oh, I don't need that anymore, so I'm gonna lose that flexibility, right? That's all it is. That's a really simplistic way of explaining it, and I'm sure someone's gonna be like, that's not exactly right. And you know what's not exactly right? That stretching will make you taller. Whew, we did it. We were comfy, we were warm. I'm telling you, it is freezing in New York City today. So anyway, let me know if you have any other questions down in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.